So I've done several videos about 5 easy skateboard tricks. So today we're gonna do 5 hard skateboard tricks. This video is not gonna be as popular as the easy tricks, but I think it's important to do some hard tricks as well. These aren't impossible tricks. I'm thinking about doing a video about explaining impossible skateboard tricks, maybe looking at Haslam or Daewon Song or something and explaining how they do the trick that they do. These are gonna be tricks that I can actually do. And some of you guys will be able to do all of these tricks easily. That's because you're good at skateboarding. And you should never feel ashamed of your skateboarding skill, because if you can do all of these tricks, you're pretty good at skateboarding. So one trick I can do, but I would consider a hard trick, would be a nose manual, shove, manual. So I kind of cheat. I do it on stuff where I don't have to really pop into it. Makes it a little bit easier. I'll come at an angle like this, lift up my front wheels, go into that nose manual. It's good to have kind of a flatter nose and tail for manuals and nose manuals. A little bit long, flat nose. Not totally flat, but not as steep as like an FA nose or something like that. So I'm in the nose manual. All I'm doing is a little scissor kick. If you can do nollie shoves, you can do nollie shoves out of nose manuals. They're pretty easy. It's probably the easiest shove or easiest trick you can do out of a manual in general is a nose manual shove. So learn to do nose manual shoves off ledges and stuff like that, and then yeah, just shove it, catch it in the manual. Catching it in the manual is the hardest part. You have to kind of bend your front knee but keep it stiff to land in that manual and really hold it the whole way. The next trick I want to talk about is a tray flip out of a quarter pipe. So tray flipping out of something is a little bit different than doing a tray flip on the flat ground. It's kind of similar to doing a tray flip on a trampoline because you get a lot more lift and a lot more time to do it. So what I do is I lean back when I'm coming out to shoot the board forward so the board doesn't land behind me, because I used to have tray flips where my board landed behind me and my front foot was in front of it. So I lean back when I'm coming out of the coping, and then I do the tray flip kind of late. I'm scooping when I'm coming out of the coping, but then when I get about here, I flick and I just leave my front foot forward to catch the board. So when I'm coming out, I'm leaning back, but as soon as I get out of the coping, I'm leaning forward, putting all my weight on my front shoulder so that I don't land behind the board or shoot out when I land. So all my weight is over my front shoulder and my front foot. Try to catch it with my front foot and just put it down. If you don't know how to do a tray flip, you want to be able to do a tray flip on the flat ground first. You hang your toes off on your back foot, you have your front foot with the heel hanging off at an angle. You scoop as hard as you possibly can and then flick just barely with your front foot. Wait for it to come around, you catch it with your front foot, put it down. So we're gonna stick with tray flips for a little bit. We're gonna do a tray flip, rock to fakie. So for me, a tray flip's the easiest flip trick besides a kick flip, but it looks like it would be hard. So what we're gonna be doing is the exact same thing, except popping a little bit sooner so we don't go all the way out of the ramp. We land in a rock to fakie. This one's actually easier than the tray flip out of the quarter pipe, because with the tray flip out you could slip back, fall back into the ramp, all this stuff, but when you land in a rock to fakie, it's pretty much the most secure thing to land in. So a kick flip rock to fakie would probably be easier. I would start with that and then work my way up. Do shove it rock to fakies, you know, and then work my way up to a tray flip rock to fakie. Next I want to talk about a blunt kick flip rock to fakie. I've got a whole video about this, but you learn to get into a blunt by just rolling a little bit faster than you would for a rock to fakie and just holding your weight there. You learn to pop a blunt rock to fakie, so you just give it a little pop, land in a rock to fakie, go back in. It's not too hard. If you're really good at kick flips, it's really not as hard as it looks, but it took me a while to learn this. Then of course there's the blunt to fakie, which is probably the scariest thing on this entire list. You can learn to do a little bit of a shifty, so you're not going straight back in fakie, so you don't have to worry as much about hanging up. So what I mean by a shifty is I mean kind of twisting the board in the air and then kind of sliding back in. You want to learn this on a smaller ramp and then work your way up. It's easier on a bigger ramp, but it's a lot scarier. So I didn't go into as much detail in this video as I do on my 5 easy trick videos, because if you're at the point where you're even trying to land any of these tricks, you're probably pretty advanced and you understand the physics of flipping your board around and spinning it, and you know how to do a kick flip if you're trying to do a blunt kick flip rock to fakie. So if you want to see more detailed videos, then watch some of my 5 easy trick videos. I've got a lot of weird tricks in there. I try not to do the cookie cutter generic tricks like kick flip, heel flip, tray flip. I try to do weird tricks or combos and stuff like that, so check out those videos. If you enjoy this kind of content, scroll through my page, check out my other videos, and hit that subscribe button because I've got a lot more videos to come. Thanks for watching.